All right, today I'm gonna make my all-time favorite thing in the entire world. I've been lucky enough that I've spent a lot of time in Southern California and I've spent some time in Mexico, and I've absolutely fallen in love with Mexican food. So today I'm going to be making chicken tacos. We're gonna do chicken tacos with some fresh homemade tortillas, and I'm gonna do 2 types of chili verde. The beautiful thing I love about Mexican food is that it's so freaking simple, and all you need to do is just have like really good quality ingredients and treat them well, and you can make just amazing food. But it's so simple and so easy to make. All right, the first thing I need to make is I need to make the dough for my tortillas. So unfortunately and fortunately, I live in Ohio and I don't have access to fresh masa. So, I mean, there's no tortilla factories anywhere in Cincinnati, at least that I'm aware of. And so I have to use masa harissa, which is dehydrated masa, but still a very good product. I don't really follow a recipe. I kind of just use it by touch and feel. The only thing that I've actually measured out is going to be for the masa that I'm making for the actual tortillas, because it is a little bit slightly more complicated there. 1 cup masa harissa and 1 1/4 cup of filtered water. I'm gonna make sure I've got some good filtered water. And then I'm gonna go with about a teaspoon of salt. So I like to add, you don't have to add salt to your tortillas, but I like to have it add just a little bit. So I'm gonna go about a teaspoon. I'm just gonna slowly get in there with a spoon, and eventually I'm gonna get in there with my hands. So as I get in here until it starts to combine, and then I will finish rolling it out. Well, not rolling it out, but I'll finish working it out on the board that I have below me. Again, see, like, it's actually looking a little bit wetter than I think it needs to be, so I might have to add more of the dried masa to this to kind of get the consistency that I want. Because what you want is you don't want it to be cracking, but you don't want it too wet either. Actually, this might be just perfect. Super simple. So there we go. We got our masa dough that we're going to be using for our fresh tortillas. I'm going to cover this with some saran wrap and let it hang out for a little bit. So I'm using chicken thighs today. For tacos, I always use chicken thighs. And not only am I using chicken thighs, I'm using bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. We're gonna crisp up the skin on these, and we're gonna actually remove the skin, chop it, and add it to the final mixture before we get it in there. And a lot of the flavor is actually gonna come from the bone as well. So I like to use bone-in chicken thighs. You really don't honestly need to have bone-in chicken thighs, but at least do skin-on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rub these guys down with a little bit of butter. Any sort of fat you want. You can use butter, you can use olive oil, you can use lard. Just, you want to get some sort of fat going on the outside of these skins so that they're going to get real crispy when we break them off. And now that I've rubbed these, this butter is pretty much gone because you don't want to contaminate anything. So as I butter these guys up, I'm just going to lay them out, a little bit of separation. I'm going to do the skins up because I want them to get nice and crispy as they bake. Chicken is on the pan. I'm just going to salt them, and we're going to be good to go. I'm going to pretty liberally salt each one of these chickens. I'm going to take that into consideration when I'm making the 2 salsas. So the 2 salsas will not be very heavily salted because the chicken is going to be already previously salted. He's going to go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 35, 45 minutes, I'm going to say. So I'm going to put it for 30 minutes and we'll check them and see where they're at. So I'm going to be making 2 different types of chili verde. I'm going to be making a raw chili verde and then also a chili verde with chipotle peppers, and I'm going to roast the ingredients, so it's going to be like a more like smoky, earthy flavor to that. And I'll show you. You'll see how I combine them at the end. So I'm going to get a pan going for the roasted chili verde while I start making the raw version of it. So the raw chili verde is very simple. It's only going to have a few ingredients in it. It's going to have 3 tomatillos, 2 serrano peppers, which is going to be a little bit of spice. These are a little bit hotter than a jalapeno. 1 clove of garlic, and a bunch of cilantro. This is about, I'd say, 10 to 12 sprigs of cilantro. And then I'm going to do about maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of honey as well. So you want to dehusk the tomatillos and then wash them. And they're going to go straight into a blender, and that's going to be pretty much it. It's going to be a really straightforward salsa. Under the husks, there's like I honestly don't know what it is, but it's kind of like a sticky residue that's on the skins of these tomatillos, and that's basically what you're washing off. All right, we're gonna be adding it to this little blender right here. So I'm basically just going to take off the tops of the tomatillos. Gonna 1/4 these and get them in. And I'm just gonna take the tops off of these 2 serranos because I like it spicy, as you guys know, so I'm gonna use both of these guys. And I'm just gonna put it in 2 different chunks. half this garlic clove right here, get that in there, and I'm gonna pull all these sprigs off, get it in there, and then that's pretty much gonna be it. We're just gonna blend the crap out of this. So this should be like a really fresh salsa that I'm making here. And this is actually what I'm gonna be marinating the chicken in after the chicken is finished cooking. And the last ingredient, I'm just gonna feel it out, but I'm gonna add about 1/4 teaspoon of good local honey. All right, one ingredient that I almost forgot, but it's not to be missed, is I'm gonna put 1/2 of a white onion here in here as well. So get that in there, get that going. It's definitely the consistency that I'm looking for. It's nice, still got some thickness to it. See how it tastes. Man, that is gonna be a spicy one. Jeez. So the second salsa I'm gonna make is gonna be a roasted chili verde. Pre-broiled these 3 tomatillos to save time since I was gonna be baking the chicken off. And then I've got these 4 chipotle peppers that were in an adobo sauce. It's the only canned ingredient that I'm using today. I'm also gonna do 2 cloves of garlic and roughly about 1/2 of a white onion and some more cilantro as well. So I'm gonna do some like relatively thick slices on this onion. I'm basically just going to roast it in this pan right here and just get a little black thing on it. Give it a little roasted flavor, and that's pretty much all we're gonna go for. I'm just gonna toss this on this pan. This is on about medium-low. Cast iron pan, just got a little bit of sizzle still. And the 2 cloves of garlic I'm actually putting in there with the skin still on. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on these and flip them. I'm not trying to cook them all the way through or anything like that. I just wanna get a little blackening on it. In the meantime, we're gonna add everything back into the blender that we're gonna be using. So I got these 3 tomatillos that were broiled. Get a little darkness on the skins. And these 3 chipotle peppers and an adobo sauce. It's gonna add a lot of earthy, kind of smoky flavors to it as well. And about the same amount of cilantro. So I'm gonna say 10 to 12 sprigs of cilantro. It's gonna be like 40 to 50 leaves, I guess you could say. You can tell the garlic is getting ready once it starts to become kind of soft. Like this one's a lot bigger, so this one's gonna need a little bit more time, but the one over here is actually starting to get soft already. So after these come off, I have to actually let them come back up to room temperature because I don't want to destroy the cilantro that's in there. If you put really hot ingredients in there, the cilantro is gonna just wilt and it's gonna have some really gnarly flavors, and that's something I don't wanna do. So after it's done, room temperature. Final onion is off. Turn this off, and we're gonna move this pan over to the side. We're gonna set up this double griddle for the tortillas while we wait for the chicken to be ready. Chicken should be ready in about 20 more minutes. About medium to medium high up here and pretty low back there. To start them here, I'm gonna flip them here to finish them off. All right, at this point, we're working on the actual tortillas. I took that, the masa dough that I made earlier, and I've been rolling them out to about, I'll say roughly golf ball sized pieces of dough. I'm trying to get like, I don't know, 12, 13 tortillas out of the dough that I made. I think I'm gonna be kind of right there where I wanna be. I took a freezer bag and I ripped it in half, so that way it don't stick to your tortilla press until I use this thing all the time. And so what you wanna do is, use the small one, I'm gonna grab it, just put a little, make kind of like a little puck out of it. And you don't want your tortilla dough to be cracking. If it's cracking, it's too dry. Basically what I wanna do is, I wanna take this thing, this tortilla, and make it into a little puck. Lay it on there, and then just kind of nice, even pressure, not too much. It's about where I want it to be. Take the plastic off. Pretty good. Lay it right on the hot side. You see it start to change color. Once it starts changing color, you know it's gonna starting to do its thing. Wait just a little bit longer. The edges will start curling up just a little bit. Get under there, and I'm gonna put it on the colder side for about 30 seconds. Flip it, give it another 10 seconds, and then we're done with this one. Now the tortillas are done, we're gonna finish up this last of the roasted chipotle chili verde salsa. and get to the chicken, get this all going, and lay these tacos out. We're getting close. So these are coming back to room temperature, so I'm gonna add all of this back in here, the roasted onion, the 2 cloves of roasted garlic. Bring it over here, we're gonna blend it. Pop out of the way. Here is my lid. The lid is in here. Should have a nice dark, roasty kind of color to it. Get my spatula and scrape on the sides. Make sure that everything is really kind of pureed. Should be pretty good. Give it a taste and see where we're at. Oh man, that's good. That is not even for this video, Steven. This is good. Okay, we got our raw chili verde. We got our chicken over here. So we'll take the chicken. Just gonna move it over to the cutting board here. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna remove the bones, kind of chunk this up, and we're gonna kind of heat it through in the sauce over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take all the drippings from the pan. I don't want any of this to go to waste. Everything left from the pan. Put that right in there. All that good, those good juices left over from the chicken. Set that aside. Hands hot as crap. To the side. Put some of this burner right here. Get this thing set to a low. Let's get that kind of going. Take that raw chili verde. I'm going to put it all in here as well. A spatula. I'll make sure I get all of this out of there. All right, let's start piecing out this chicken. Just looking for a rough chop. Not chop my finger off. You crank this thing up to high. Get the sauce reduced down just a little bit. Get all these flavors to kind of meld together. All right, let that hang out. All right, time has finally come. We are going to build these tacos. I'm gonna lay out 2 taco shells here. Set these aside. Take a little of this roasted chipotle chili verde. I'm gonna put this in the base right here. A little scoop for each little taco. Go a little bit more. This one right here. This is gonna have a lot of flavor to it. This one's definitely a more mild salsa. And about there. And then right there. Now we're gonna top this off. Some fresh white onion, diced white onion. And then some queso fresco over top of that. And then we're gonna finish it off with some fresh cilantro leaves. Lime on the side, and this is how I do chicken tacos. And these are for you, like the cameraman, Stephen Page, directly behind the camera. These are your 2 tacos. Enjoy these, buddy. You get the first 2 because you filmed this. Thank you. I appreciate you guys checking out this video. I really hope that you enjoyed watching how I do chicken tacos my way. I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like. If you are into what I'm doing, share this with your friends. And if you want to see more things like this, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna try this taco. Ooh, a little bit of lime on here. Man, that's good. I got a good job. I have a fun job. This is good. Mmm. It's not the cleanest taco I've ever eaten. It's a little messy, but it's good.
Hey, this is Brian Ames. Please click the subscribe button that you see right there, and you'll subscribe to my videos. From now on, I'm going to be eating a lot of peppers. It's going to, oh man, it's going to be great. Bye.